Hello everyone, welcome to a new video I guess, and this is right before a major event. If you don't know who I am, I'm ESLOne. I'm usually a caster here, especially for Battlefield 4, and speaking of Battlefield 4, December 12th and 13th, this weekend, are going to be the Winter 2015 Global Finals in Cologne, Germany. So if you're anywhere near Cologne and in the Westphalia region, come down, it's free. It's all free for everybody. You get to hang out with everybody, and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there casting. For now, it's confirmed that I'll be with Jason Kaplan and Mitch Huber-Leslie, which is pretty awesome to work with them again. Love these guys, love everybody at ESL, production crew as well. Really used to them. Unfortunately, Machine and Pansy, who some of you are fairly used to seeing, are going to be away. They're actually casting ESL ESEA Pro League season finals in Burbank, the ESL studio there. So good luck to them. I hope the matches turn out to be as good as they usually are. Last time we saw ESL ESEA Pro League, Cloud9 was really fantastic, and I like to see some of these things. But all of this aside, for the intro, it's time to talk a bit about the groups, because they've been released a few days ago. And you can see the teams that are attending. Obviously, Epsilon, EGC, Infamous, INTZ, Leisure, Penta, Revo, and Sif. So there have been a few roster changes as of this morning, actually. I'm recording this on December 7th at 11:34 a.m. I actually missed class because I couldn't sleep all night talking Alexia, I guess. These some weird things, but here's the groups. Group A, Group B, obviously 8 teams. The bracket is a double elimination bracket. So you win twice, you're in. You lose twice, you're out. And obviously only 4 of the 8 teams can make it to the semifinals. As you can see, in group there's a Group B, Group A with Penta, Infamous, Leisure, and Sif. Group B with Epsilon, INTZ, EGZ, and Revo. We're going to divide this into 2 parts. First of all, talking about the lineups for all the teams. And after that, we'll talk about my own predictions, trying to keep the video as short as possible. I know the old ones have been very, very long, she said. But Penta Sports on a top. So, their lineup is going to be Lexi, Quick, Kami, Kamikar, Smashu, and Wyros. Wyros is in-game leader. He's getting old now, but it's very nice to see this team back in. Last time they were playing at Gamescom, made it to the semis, got crushed by Fnatic. But they had Nold, now they have Smashu, they have the ability to go a bit more aggressive, but the biggest problem is, and still see it, is that they don't really give the opportunity for each one of the players to play their own game and their own mindset. We're going to pass through the teams. I'm going to tell you which team really stands out in that style. And I think Penta still has a lot of work to do when it comes down. They're a very, very good team, very solid. In-game leading is awesome, but the problem is players are sometimes too passive. They don't really challenge anything. They don't really try to force up. They wait for the enemy team to make the move. And against the higher teams, obviously, against lower teams, they're very aggressive. They play it. They're very methodical in their retakes, which is something very good. But in playing against top teams like Epsilon and INTZ, I always see them doing the same thing, a bit afraid sometimes, and not really letting their players get into the mood of the play. So, in number 2, so we're going to go with it one by one. We're going to pass through the Infamous, who actually have Tony. They have Fred, Yas, Zuzu, and Crema. Rella retired, if you will, last season. He's currently tryharding Bastion on Overwatch, which is pretty awesome to play a bit with him and Drunksy last week. But it's a pretty solid lineup. Problem is, Fred might not be able to make it. 1, 2, if even he makes it, I think he's going to be the liability. Really, the biggest problem is that he hasn't been playing with them a lot. Actually tryharding in these matchups, which means that it adds to the volatility. Sometimes you might have him do some things that really don't make any sense in the grand scheme of things, but I guess that's just online cups. I hope they bring it to LAN. I know these guys can definitely show their worth, and in a group like this, they definitely do have a chance. So we'll talk about that a bit later. Later on, it is Leisure right here. So Leisure, they had a last minute change up actually. They have Johannes, Felix, Momo, Nold, and Banshee that are going. Nold, that previously played for Penta, was picked up by Leisure a few days ago for a change. I don't know why, but you know, it is what it is, and he's going to be playing with them. Leisure are a very balanced team. They're like an AUG A3 in BF4. They're fairly average, but they can do almost everything that is required. However, they need to bring their A game if they want to have a chance, because they lost against Infamous, and Sif is the real wild card here, because Sif are coming from Australia. These are mostly a merger of Exile 5 and Legionnaires, a Cryptic leading them, obviously. We have Seahus, or Funhus here, a Krypton, a Rabbit, Wigan, and who is actually at this? Yep, Hus, Krypton, Wigan, and Rabbit. Yeah, okay. Okay, I guess so. Cryptic is gonna get mad at me because I always do this kind of thing when it comes to the Aussie team. But they have a very strong chance. This time around, the Aussies actually have very solid strats. They've learned a lot. They have the perfect setting for. They have the players. They have the organization. They never really had the players. There's always that one thing, and it's a shame that they don't have Shady because he's unable to attend, which would have been an awesome addition to the group. But it is what it is, and right now they do have a chance, and it is maximized by the fact that they are in this group of Penta, Leisure, and Infamous. Now Penta, I think they're not going to have too much trouble. Maybe Leisure on Paracel, they always had a problem with that over and over. Even though Paracel is a very good map for them. But Sif definitely do have a chance. I will put my money on them for now, just because they're a wild card. But if all goes specifically to math, Penta and Infamous should make it out. Which would be awesome, because we haven't seen Infamous in the semis for quite some time, and at least they're players. And it would be cool, to be honest, to see Sif, but Leisure, I don't really see. I know Johannes is gonna comment like, oh, what did you don't think we're gonna? Well, I mean, I don't know. Leisure are a fairly untested team on LAN. They played last time, but they still have changes. They had quite a few changes compared to last season. They're gonna have to bring their A game. Sif, almost all of their players have played in a LAN tournament, either in Australia before or at ESLOne here for Battlefield 4, so they know what they're doing. Infamous have been playing these things for a long time, so they know what they're doing as well. It's gonna be cool, because I know Sif have a lot of cool stuff in store, because you guys, seem to check these out. How you see it is that teams in different regions really have different strats, which is really awesome to watch, because you see everything evolving and the other teams evolving with them, like the meta really changing during the game if the enemy team can adapt. That's why I love games like StarCraft, or recently at DreamHack we saw these kinds of things. I love StarCraft. Here we go. This is now Group B, of course, Epsilon, Revo, EGZ, and INTZ. Let's go in for Epsilon. They're a fantastic team, pretty much the best in the EU. Zika and Maik. They have Horek, Hunta, and Hexus. Actually, on the Epsilon website it says that Hexus is French, but he's not. Belgian, he's a comrade. He doesn't live too far away. Well, relatively, because Belgium is a small country anyways. But this is a fantastic team, and the best thing about Epsilon is that they let their players do what they want. They know their strengths, and they play to them, which is awesome, because that's how you win. You give your players the chance, because they have that comfort and that trust, and that's something I don't see in Penta just yet. Maybe it'll change from now until the end of the week. So I really do think Epsilon have a very good chance at winning the whole thing, but still one hurdle against them to try and take down. So in terms of their groups, I think they're just gonna demolish the other two, and Revo will be their first enemy to fight off. Revo have had a lot of changes actually, so I'm not sure who they got in at the last second. I can tell you, I know Biscuit and Hawaii are actually going. but I know maybe 2 or 3 players are not actually coming because they're too young to attend a LAN tournament. Obviously, it's been there from the start. You have to be 18 plus. It's German law. So I'm not sure with these changes, even though from what I've heard, I don't really remember exactly who it was. I know they have solid players coming in, but with roster changes that are so drastic, I don't think they'll make it anywhere near the semis, and they already know it from what I've seen on social media. EGZ is another team that has made it to the finals, and you see Gino here. Yes, because Gino, Mexican Belisium, is playing actually, and they're gonna have Froxy Gino, their new player as of this morning, from what I saw in the announcement. Sif and Safe, a legend, the old man of Battlefield 4, and of course Starshipper. These are pretty good players, and Froxy used to play with Webspell. Same for Starshipper. These guys moved on from BF3 to BF4 and then on to Be Genius, and they were decent, but never really able to accomplish too much. Now with Safe in the lineup, this should be a pretty decent one, but still, with the roster changes and with B mode playing so well in the qualifiers, I still don't think they'll make it out of the groups. That's just me. At least that means that I might have Safe as someone on the desk to cast with me, because apparently we don't really know who's going to be casting at this point as of this morning. And final team is INTZ, by far, in my mind, the best team in general in Battlefield 4 right now. These guys are the former players from Team Dexterity. They moved on to INTZ after they had some issues with their contract, but them and Epsilon are going to be my favorites, and we'll go into those in just a sec. They have Julio, Mav, Wag, 9XT, and Nesk, and these guys are just crazy. They give their players so much room. They have so much comfort playing together that they know exactly when to be aggressive, when to be passive, when to push. They don't even have to think about it. And it seems like with them playing COD before and actually moving in as almost the same lineup, they're just really happy with the plays, and everybody's really happy with their matchups. If you didn't watch it, they actually played versus the new version of the year-end 5v5 team, Pain Gaming, and it was a fantastic game. I will re-recommend it. Go up to the Twitch page at ESLBF4 and watch that match. It was fantastic. Brett had a blast casting it. I had a blast watching it, and I know the other, what was it, like 14,000 people watching the matchups between the Brazilian and the English stream enjoyed it. It was a best of 5 that came into the 5th map on 3rd overtime, and was won by 1 second. A 1 second bomb plant defense by INTZ. It was boom. It was crazy. I hope we're going to see an even better matchup this time. But for my final predictions, I think it's Group A going to be Penta and Sif moving on. That's just me saying that Sif are the wild card in all of this, but mathematically speaking, Penta and Infamous should be able to go up. We'll have to see about that, but I would put, this time, I'm fairly confident that the Australians do have quite a bit of a chance. And then going to the semis, Group B, Epsilon INTZ, no problem moving on, which means we're gonna have actually top seed from, it should be moving on here. So top seed should secure the matchup versus second seed from the other side. So it's, in my mind, it's INTZ to go top seed versus Penta. So INTZ Penta, because INTZ is top seed. So it makes it up as INTZ versus Sif or INTZ versus Infamous. One of that moves up to the finals. Then Penta versus Epsilon. That's going to be a very, very cool game. But historically speaking, Epsilon have had every single advantage. And if Penta don't really work on their team communications, as in being comfortable with letting players go aggressive and just scout out and gain information, I don't think they'll be able to beat Epsilon. It's just going to be an Epsilon INTZ final. With INTZ winning, it's going to be close. Epsilon, I think it's going to be a best of 3. I don't know if they're going to change it to a best of 5. If it is a best of 5, which what it usually is, I think it should be like a 3-2 or just a 3-1 for INTZ. In my mind, that's about it. And yeah, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. We managed to keep it at 15 minutes, holy crap. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously, if you are anywhere around Cologne in the Westphalia region as well, in Rhineland, then be sure to pass by. I'm going to put all the information down below again, as I did with the previous video. And I guess I'll see you there. Because this time, there's going to be a real life battlefield in Cologne, Germany. It's going to be fantastic to watch these teams and meet all the players again. I already packed up some Belgian brews for everybody here to have fun with. I guess I don't really have enough, especially since Mitch is going to be enjoying most of them. But I guess I'll see you there if you're going. If not, then be sure to catch us on the stream on twitch.tv/ESL_BF4. And so far, we know it's going to be starting on Saturday and Sunday at noon, between noon and 1 p.m. CET. And that's why I highly suggest they're following ESL Battlefield on Twitter on @ESLBattlefield. Myself at @MiloStamatic, you'll see the tweets when everything comes out. Or if you're on Facebook, not yet on Twitter, then all you have to do is go up and like the Facebook page, and you're going to see the posts come up during the weekend. And obviously, best thing to do is to follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ESL_B4, where we're going to be. I'll see you in Twitch chat, I guess. Spam the kappas. I hope you enjoy the matchups. I'm sure as hell going to be loving every single second of it. Hopefully, no RIP voice. And, well, to be honest, I wouldn't mind it, because I think these are going to be pretty darn good matches. But, ladies and gentlemen, hope you had fun, and I hope to see you this weekend. Good luck, have fun to all the teams, and I'll see you on the battlefield.